There's a real nice park in Gilmore.
Yeah.
Used to be one of this one.
All right. Clock to call this meeting to order. Please rise and join us. Pledge allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everybody here. I know Mr. Kowalczyk and I enjoyed the early day with our team winning, and for the ones of you that stayed up to, what was it, 11:39 to watch your Detroit Football Lions win. You got it started off in the right direction. Okay, roll call.
Anderson,
Present.
Vederper,
Present.
Kuchar,
Present.
Holstein,
Present.
Yaris, Rabish present, Doobie,
Present.
7 present.
Any additions, deletions, or changes to the agenda?
Move to approve the agenda, friend.
Motion? Motion support. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any community comments on the agenda? Anybody? Okay, seeing none. Move on to the consent agenda.
Mr. President, I move to approve the consent agenda and pay the bills totaling $873,569.64.
Motion support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Vederper,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Kuchar,
Yes.
Holstein,
Yes.
Yaris,
Yes.
Rabish, yes, Doobie,
Yes.
7-0.
Okay. Communication. Kowalczyk.
Thanks, President Doobie. Shortly after our last board meeting, we had a pretty severe storm roll through, pretty unexpectedly also. And our buses were out with our students on them. They were about halfway through. So it sparked a good conversation with Mr. O'Hare and myself about, what do we do in those situations, the training. And he said our bus drivers were amazing. They followed the training 101. They all do get training for severe weather. The main thing, I guess some of the tricky things were, when do you let a student off? If they got a long walk back to the house and it's blowing super hard, they wait. And we even had some parents that pulled up with their cars to the buses, and absolutely they can go with their parents. But it's just tricky making sure that we're not letting them off to walk in when there's trees breaking and things like that. So I want to commend our bus drivers. It was pretty scary. There were trees blocking roads, power lines, and they all followed what they were supposed to do, and everyone got home safe. A little bit longer than normal, but and I know we had very thankful parents. There were a few calls into transportation just asking those questions about what we do. And I wanted to reiterate what Mr. O'Hare had told them, that they follow their training and, they make sure that they're keeping our students safe, which did happen. Project updates, the Mount Forest cross-country track was finished, and the next day when we had that storm hit. So we did have 46 trees down. Our maintenance crew and Mr. Penberth, he spent time this weekend clearing the path, which I was told is done. We had some damage to a roof, and I know we talked about this in our site committee, so I'm just, taking a little bit of Mr. Yarrow's thunder with that. But we did have some damage to our roof. We're turning some things into our insurance, including also the baseball field fence fell in the outfield. We had a technology issue also that we turned into insurance. So a few things that storm cost us some time and energy for sure. The roofing project has completed. I did go up on the roof with our Hendrick representative because we wanted to look at those spots where the water was leaking on that one bad rainy morning. And they actually did cut the tarp and went in and looked and seen that it was dry. And then it was kind of cool to see they actually did the seal with the heat gun over top of it, so it was sealed where they cut. and hopefully everything's good. But we did that walkthrough, and they're finished up. So any questions about?
Do we have an insurance that, or, assurance from them if 6 months from now there's a?
We have warranty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my last thing is therapy dog at the high school, middle school. We have Miss Moran here. I wanted her to talk to us with her special guest as well. I know there are districts very near to us, Bay City, Standish, just because I know them. There could be others that do have a therapy dog. The difference is this is not a service dog. It's a therapy dog for students that have anxiety issues, need to calm down. There's a lot of uses. And it's not just any pet can do this. There has to be qualifications and certifications. And I wanted Ms. Moran to come in and talk to you about that a little bit as well.
I put together some information and I can leave that. And what I did is I put this is Bella, by the way. And Bella, so just a little backstory. Bella is a 9-year-old English lab, and she is our family friend, our family, member of our family. And Bella is very excited because there's a lot of sense. She's a trained hunting dog initially. I think I didn't realize, I knew she was gonna smell everything under the sun. She's never been in the school. When I talked to Arne up in Standish, they have a therapy dog. They have a beagle that they've been using for 4 years. And Arne warned me, she said, you're gonna have to introduce slowly and it's gonna take some time. She just wants to smell everything and go greet everybody. But what I had in here is the Neola policy, some of the other things. So when you're talking about bringing in a therapy dog as opposed to a service dog, like Mr. Kolchak had said, they're very different. With a therapy dog, the school is not the liability. I am. I'm her handler. She belongs to me. I take care of her. Do you want to meet everybody? She just does. I take care of her vet bills. I take care of her grooming. She gets groomed regularly. Because I'm actually allergic to her, so she needs to be groomed. So you would have on file her vaccinations, all her up-to-date, everything, and she would be with me as her handler, okay? I do have a,
Let me get that out.
oh yeah, thank you. I do have a full harness that has the little friend therapy dog thing that I could use. But when I talked to Arne, she said she usually just does this, just long as she's on a leash and she has a place to be. And so the idea is we do have a calming room already for students. But the idea is that she would be able to be present just to put a smile on somebody's face, but also for emotional support. When we have somebody who is really struggling and crying, you would be surprised how petting a dog can really make a difference. I know, she'll do this. Here, Bella, sit. Thank you. Good girl. Like I said, this is not her first, this is something new. I'm a therapist, I'm a licensed professional counselor. And originally when we adopted her, we just adopted her for my son. She was Taylor's, bestie. And I knew she needed a second act. And so I kind of approached Andy about it last year, warming him up to the idea. I know you want to see really, it's okay. I don't know. I just think that our school could use it. I know a lot of other schools around us seem to be doing this. I know with her, if we use her and we go with Bella, if I bring her, I'll have to slowly introduce her. It's a lot of stimulation for her. And we haven't really worked out those logistics. What we wanted to do is just approach the board and tell you, this isn't something new. This is something that other districts around us are doing. And it's working out great. And so I wanted to propose that I would be willing to try this out and be responsible for her now that I'm a full-time counselor in the counseling office. So, and how it has to look is definitely open to what we want for our needs. But I'll leave you with those things, and I even found some sample parent letters, like what you sent home, so that parents, if they have a concern about it, could reach up to me, because I'm the one responsible. So let's say there's somebody who says my son or daughter is really allergic, or my son or daughter really is afraid of dogs, then I would take that on to make sure that she stays she doesn't go in a classroom or go in a place where their kid is, and that I'm responsible for her and for those things. I don't know. Is there any question? Yeah.
How did students get access to it?
So we haven't worked that out. When I spoke to Arne up in Standish quite a while on the phone, and she said initially, I mean, she'd walk around, but sometimes kids even just come in. I don't know, but I thought I was talking with Miss Jaime about we could coordinate, because I have a feeling it's going to be some needs in the middle school. Like, we see a lot more needs there, but I just thought maybe I would start with being present in the morning, being present during like passing time, and then we could talk as an administration, like, where do we think she would be good places for her, like maybe down by the calming room area where the middle schoolers come and go. She'd be in my office with me. That's her primary area. I'm responsible to make sure that she gets her breaks, that she gets to go outside. I'll clean up after my own dog. No worries. I will vacuum and clean. And if she does a number 2 outside, which she probably won't, she does it before we come here anyway. In the morning, I take her out. I'll clean that up and make sure all that's taken care of. But like I said, how it looks here, because we've never done it before, it's still up to discussion.
And it's not gonna be, I want to get a class, so I'm going to pet a dog.
No.
That's not what it is. It's those that need it, they need a break, they need to gather themselves. That's where the therapy dog comes in. So it'll be very structured.
I know. I honestly, I knew that this was gonna be stimulating for her. I did not know. She is not, and by the way, I said that her favorite things are belly rubs. So, she's not normally this vocal unless she sees my son Taylor and she hasn't seen him in a while. Then she cries. She's very vocal. But she's incredibly affectionate, absolutely great with kids, very much loves humans. I mean, she likes other animals, other dogs, but she really gravitates towards kids. So that's what made me think, and like I said, I've been thinking about it for a while, that this might be a great opportunity for her to see, we'll try it out, and I do think it'll go well, but then, that it maybe opens the door to look at how we utilize her more, or something, so. Does that make you happy? Okay. Anybody else?
Any concerns or anything for me to look into? I mean, because, we've got a little time to look into things if there are concerns.
I think you're just fine. I think a lot of students who, I don't use the restroom, but
Yeah.
to do this.
Yeah.
So just to monitor that, the dog. So, a little bit of a concern with the 9-year-old dog too. And for,
Well, that is part of life, though.
I know.
I'm being sincere, like, I've thought about that too, that is part of the process, and that's why, like, we start with a girl like this and we think, it's gonna work, and there's room for talking about, do we continue to go forward and look at a younger, let's go with it, but, yeah, grief is part of the process, yeah.
And I know there are districts that are looking for therapy dogs for the puppies, and it's like a 3-year wait. Like, right, and there are people that want this. I mean, us to be able to have this come to us,
Yes.
pretty cool because it's a long wait to get one.
And that could be a discussion, that we put ourselves on that list.
Yeah.
Because if it takes 3 years, she's 9,
Started now.
my love with labs are about 14. 14 years they're with us, so then that would give us an opportunity, and once another one comes along, that she could retire again and bring another one in.
Okay, benefits are there, it's just how you made it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that'll kind of evolve as you do it.
Yeah, and I'm definitely open to, like, I've been researching, so I'm definitely open to whatever we think are best practices for our school and how we want it to look, so. All right. Thank you for having us. And I feel like I better take her home because she's very. Oh my goodness, all these smells.
Do you want to link kind of just walking the halls, just sniff everything?
Do we need a motion to?
Is that program? I don't think so.
Is there a part of your look?
It doesn't say anywhere that we need it, it's an option, so.
Well, there's our research officer. She puts down there that it's a renewal.
It is in there.
Yeah, it's in, I put it in there.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's already part of our.
Let's look at-
So the question is it in our meeting? Since it's new,
Yeah.
so I guess if we haven't adopted that, we would have to. We need to look into it.
I know.
It might be just something that was shoved in with all the other
Right.
laws and everything, but this is the first time I'm hearing of the available policy, so I don't think we have a policy. I would say you can move forward with it and we can
Right.
see if we need to add it up and if that can be on the next agenda.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Moran.
So would you do an opt-out for parents? Like-
Yeah, that's what the letter would be, that they would be able to say allergic, scared, whatever, and then they are opted out. Yes.
This is the new though, we had,
Yeah, there was
a
a,
pig eye police used to bring on, not a service dog, but a therapy dog.
There we go, same.
yeah, and a couple of rooms had
Mm.
animals. Okay, on to the administrative staff.
Yes, DSRP started today. Very well.
You all understand for that?
And right now,
Changing, right?
Sarah, nice, congratulations, that was, your quick thinking last week, I think it was last week, right?
Oh, our last week?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I think,
yeah,
yeah. Just stuck to my gut, said, no, this definitely is not smell right.
yeah. Kids probably enjoyed being outside a lot.
Oh, they love
Yeah,
it.
they're great.
I almost took out for lunch, treat that, they had lunch outside.
School's not so
So
bad.
we rolled with it, kitchen and stuff,
School's not so bad, right?
yeah. It's
We can do
first
this
week of
someday.
school, that was great.
Yeah.
Like, everyone did great.
Good. Sports,
Nothing really new, honestly, so.
okay, Jay? Board
Select
committee,
committee met prior to this. And Andy brought up that he'd like to create a way to honor our citizens or our employees that go above and beyond for our students. Kind of trying to come up with some guidelines for that, the Wall of Fame. And we talked about that for quite a while, different ways of honoring people, individuals, and we're looking at, we're recommending that Andy develop the screen in the gymnasium entrance. There's a Wall of Fame area in that that's already set up. That he starts doing little we get up some guidelines that we can nominate people, a picture and a little bio of them, and then we'll cycle through, so you'll always see those individuals. And you can tap out and go to your classes, but when it's not being used, it would cycle through. We're open for other ideas from other board members, that's what the committee's at right now.
I think it would be a process where there's a presentation, either like senior awards or the mayor's scholarship, or there's something where they're honored and you know, get that nomination and that Hall of Fame recognition. Where there's people there to see it. But that's all part of it. There would need to be a committee,
I say
who
you gotta
gets
get
on,
the
whatever,
guidelines.
there's guidelines, a lot.
Not just, hey.
No.
well, Bill's-
Correct. Yep.
But we recommend moving forward with that. The committee does.
That sounds good.
Second, bring Andy brought up his concern with the appearance of our grass area, or what's supposed to be grass area outside of this entrance here. And he asked if he could get some funds to repair that. We don't have a problem with that. He's looking at different options. Maybe adding a sprinkler, maybe eliminating the grass altogether, putting mulch in there. He's gonna look at different options. Talk to some landscaping professionals to see which way to address that problem we have. Just doesn't get enough sun, what it appears, being blocked out by those buildings. He also presented the softball seating to us, which is attached to this. We're recommending moving forward with quotes. These are bleachers for the softball stadium. They're gonna be very similar to the ones that were put in for the baseball field years ago.
Is this the
We
same,
recommending going forward with getting
the
quotes.
same design, same people?
We're.
No, it's just an architect drew them so far, but then once we
Yep.
look at how to do that, then we would get more detail.
We're recommending we attach photos of what we have now,
Okay.
so that whoever's bidding it knows we want it to look like it's on the same complex.
Seating area should be fairly similar, it's just, it's how it looks from the back.
Yes,
This is actually
as much as we can, we want it to look like a single project.
Yeah.
It's all done. He also had, going out for quotes on a press box for the soccer field. It's a rather modest press box, but it'll be a nice feature over there to give them. We actually have a requirement to have shelter, so this will give us some shelter for the refs and a changing area for the refs. And also a place to house some equipment that they need for soccer games.
Do you know the dimension of that?
The dimensions, we don't think they're completely accurate. This is a sketch.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Yeah, this is an unapproved set of
I don't
drawings.
think anybody knows what for 14 the base.
Yeah, it's about the size of that pump house.
I don't remember if it was like 12 by 12 or 10 by 10. It wasn't huge enough for two people to sit up top and there to be a little changing area for the refs underneath.
It's very modest.
The windows are 5 foot, so 5,
Couple
10.
feet.
Probably 12 by 12.
That's what I think it is.
This is preliminary, but we're recommending, if no one has any objection, for him to go forward with finishing these drawings and getting a quote.
Do we know this? Yeah, you guys have an
And
idea.
this
Is that like
may
a
be
deck?
done
Is that
internally.
like a deck around the
Yes.
front?
Yeah, the top
All
of
right.
that compound.
And Andy proposed having our maintenance team look at this ourselves, because it is fairly modest.
Do we have shop kids?
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Any older ones that,
I would say skill center would be a better
well, it's,
place to go.
yeah, some of the ones that need to go down there. I mean, just to help, not that they're just.
Our intro to woods wouldn't be ready.
No, no,
Any
God, no.
volunteer on this.
Cool.
Yeah.
All okay.
Yeah.
To me, it's a great opportunity for them to be on, come on site, especially with Bill Pyro and his students.
You okay with that, Andy?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it,
Check
for
with
sure.
the ISD,
Mhm.
see if they're looking for a project.
Yeah, even if we just, if we had 2 and Standish had maybe 3, instead of them going down there for that time, the 5 kids get out there with their maintenance team. So,
I know we did have career center students. They came and redid the interior of our press box up top. It was pretty difficult because
Yeah.
we had 3 students that came 2 or 3 times, but they had to send one of their teachers in coordinating the time. It was a lot. They did it. It wasn't as easy as I thought it would be just to have our students, put up some paneling. But with cutting and things, they have to have a teacher there. But absolutely, I'm gonna look into it and see if there are some things our students can do.
Yeah.
We covered the wind damage.
Yeah.
We had, we were looking at putting possibly a roof on the pavilion. We're gonna wait for the insurance claim to come back. Then he can send that out for bids. We definitely want to keep that pavilion. Keep that pavilion. Then Andy's recommending, we agree that we should have Narcan in the school. It's very similar to our defibrillators. It's a emergency tool that you hopefully you'll never need. needs to be accessible. In case of emergencies.
The sheriff has one of those too.
We would say that he has not, in his vehicle yet,
So we carry it.
so
Um,
we're
Hey,
recommending that we
is-
keep that, you guys. have
yeah, is there to where they'll deliver them to us? I mean, to where it's more locations?
I will look into that. I know I went to the hospital within the last couple months or something, and they have a display sitting right out when you walk in the door. Like, just take as many as you
Yeah.
want. There's no prescription, there's nothing. It's just a safety. It can't
That's what I'm
hurt
saying. I
anybody.
know, like, we wrote, they would send, I don't know if you wanted to have, what in every teacher's room, but it's
Yeah,
very,
I
very
don't-
simple to use.
yeah,
And I don't know what the expiration is, so.
yeah. We'll look into it and make sure we have it in each building at least.
Okay.
And finally, we briefly talked about Linwood Park. We haven't met with the civic group this summer. Summer's busy, they're busy, but it's time to get together with them and iron out any concerns they might have over our agreement, get that taken care of. So Andy's gonna be reaching out to that group, site committee, if Andy wishes as well. That's it.
Any discussion again? Okay. Public comments. Comments.
Question of the dark, and would it be in elementary schools too? Not necessarily for students, for community members.
I would say, yeah.
It's like a defibrillator.
Yeah, that's what
It
that's
could
what
be-
the discussion, but I also wanted to,
It could be a drop off,
okay,
it could be somebody dropping child off.
right. Thank you.
Discussion, items from the board, anything?
Move to go to closed session.
Closed session and support. It's all business that we'll have left. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Good, there. General business other than closed session. Yeah.